Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, for the main tarot, I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot. Artwork by Renata Lechner. Over here on the side if you want to see how to spell that person's name. And the website is losgarebo.com. If I can get it close enough. If you want the spelling and you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Supportive Oracle Cards, You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. The website here on the back is rockpoolpublishing.com.au, A as in apple, U as an umbrella. I also use some dice. The larger dice, it's 21-sided, which does omit the Fool, but it's still good. I just make it work. I believe that came from mathartfun.com. Hopefully, if you are trying to read that, you can read that. This is going great. Hopefully you can. Mathartfun.com. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but hopefully you can see it if you're trying to see it. The smaller dice, the 14-sided, which I use to determine the card I'm using for the minor arcana, came from Tom Anders, and there's the website on there, which I can't read right now, but if you freeze frame, you can get it. There's also this code. You can use that if you're interested. Feel free. All right, so if you're interested in a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further ado, let's go on to your read. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sag? Oh, that's quite interesting. We got things going well so far. Let's just see how far we're going to go with this. I feel a lot of earth energy coming in, which seems to go well at the moment. Stop. A lot of earth. It's not bad, though. I have a feeling that this is actually going to serve you. Sometimes earth is good. Sometimes earth is like keeping what you want. As long as this is working to your advantage, we're all good, right? So, you got this at the bottom. This is probably about something you're very passionate about. So, for example, if you show up to work and you're just like, I'm just here for the paycheck, it's probably not about work. But if you're very passionate about your work and there's something that you really love, like I make a big difference here or people need me here, or it could be the aspect of the job that you're passionate about. Like whatever this job is, through the 8 hours of the day, there's only a couple pieces you're passionate about. It's about those type of things. This could be about something you do on your personal time that you're very passionate about. Could be a religious thing. Could be a vocation thing that you do. Could be a writing thing. Because I always think of that for Sagittarius. So there's been derailments. A lot of left-right energy. Something is never completely left, but there's been a lot of derailments. And nothing has been destroyed. The Wheel of Fortune, other things in your life have not been the best, but this situation has not been destroyed. It has gone dormant to some effect, but it's almost like in pieces, and it just kind of pops back up in pieces. It's not gone, but things have been random. And I feel like you're trying to pull it back in. It's something you very much want. You got the Queen of Swords with the Love card. This is something that means a lot to you, something you have a lot of knowledge on. This is another reason I would say writing, because swords, communication, writing is a form of communication, something you very much love, if that's what it is. This is something that you know a lot about, but it could be something that you keep gathering information about. It just kind of comes your way. It's just kind of like every now and then, maybe you're just sitting watching TV and you're just thumbing through channels, or you're thumbing through possibilities, and you're like, oh, that's related to the thing I love. And you just kind of like soak up information, especially if you're on YouTube and you're just kind of like thumbing through things, and you're like, oh, that's related to this situation I'm passionate about. I think I'll watch that. You keep gathering information. You keep gathering insight. The situation is still growing. It feels stagnant. It feels like it's not really moving, but you are growing. Like there's something here that's becoming stronger. It's almost like when you return to it, you're going to be a lot stronger than you expected, and you're going to realize that something's a little different here. Trust, truth, making long-term decisions. King of Fire, and then the Chariot reversed. Empress, no, that's the Empress. Emperor, no, Emperor is here. Hierophant, and the Wisdom. There's a lot going on. I feel like maybe that's because you're doing a lot at once, probably. I mean, that's a Sagittarius thing. I think that might be one of the reasons maybe you can't connect to your passion right now. Even though it may not seem like you're doing everything, you're doing everything. Like you're doing everything. You're doing everything. Not that you have to stop that, but it might be one of those things like while this is happening this way, while things are so busy, it's hard for you to go back to what you want to do. This is a moment to remember, like, the Empress flourishes the most when she also looks out for herself and reminds other people to look out for her too. Don't get caught up in the gender. But it's kind of like saying, the Empress is this energy that looks out for people and is always looking out for people. She's the strongest when she reminds other people to look out for her just as much as she looks out for them. Where she makes sure that she's included in the bounty. Like, you help make something happen and maybe, there's a cake to be eaten. She makes sure she also gets a piece, and a good piece, just as good as everybody else. She always looks out for herself as much as others. She's not selfish, but she's inclusive of herself. Keep that in mind. And she makes sure she stays that way. The Empress and the Emperor, these two coming together make me feel like it's not selfish to include yourself in the bounty, especially when you're putting in so much effort. And to have that mindset and realize you should be also, especially if you're putting in all this effort to make it happen, you should be included just as much as everybody else. Just as much as everybody else. And maybe this passion and you getting back into your passion is part of that. So something is coming up here, but when is it happening is a good question. Some random energy that's going to kind of, there's something that we're waiting to make sense. Okay. What is it? 6 of Swords, half in, half out. We can't, in the Strength card. Something needs to move on, and it's just not. Something needs to move on, and it's just not. It's just not. The wheel is kind of, I feel like the wheel is a little wonky, especially with the 6 of Swords, half in, half out. It's like it's not moving on. The Strength card kind of like having to endure these random situations. Still working it out. There's a lot to be worked out in this situation. There's something around you that has you, it's sucking up a lot of your time. It's sucking up a lot of your energy at the very least. And even though you might be like, well, I'm not physically doing it all the time, but it's in your brain all the time. And that might be what that means. There's something that's like taking your brain energy, your brain energy, yeah. Your thought process, your intellectual prowess, whatever you want to say. Whatever works for you, I think you know what I'm talking about. It just monopolizes your thoughts. Even though you may not think of it from sunup to sundown, you may think of it 3 or 4 times throughout the day. And it's derailing your passion. We have to solve that. I feel like you can't do much with it. I feel like this reading is a lot about once that energy is solved, your creativity and this passion will come back a lot stronger than you thought it was. In fact, you might be ahead of the game, a lot farther ahead of the game than you expected. That energy has to be resolved, and then you'll be able to lead yourself where you want to go. But that energy has to solve first. So I feel like for some of you, if you're beating yourself up about a passion, you can't connect with it. You just can't connect with it like you normally would. You just can't seem to do it no matter how much you want to. There's something else drawing your energy. I don't feel like it's under your control, but once that is settled, this energy will heal and come back to where it's supposed to. I feel like what they're saying is like, don't give up, keep going, work on it when you want to, keep connected to it when you can. Just remember, trust yourself that this is not gone. Because it seems like it's just not moving. It seems like it keeps happening and it's just not moving, and you're gonna have this urge just to kind of like, you know what, just forget it. I'm just gonna pack it all up and put it away because I'm clearly not doing it anyway. I'm just gonna like put it away. They're saying don't do that. Don't do that. Keep connected with it. Stay connected. You are still learning and it will return. What they're saying to do with it is to acknowledge your true feelings that you're not happy with where it currently is. But the Four of Cups is saying it's better than you think, and to remind yourself it's not as bad as it feels, and it will return. And to allow yourself to dream of what you want it to be. Allow yourself, even if it's just like letting yourself like, well, when I get this going and when that happens and this is what I want to do, this is where I want to take this passion, allow yourself to dream with it where you can. Allow yourself to that, for that. You got Kuan Yin backing you up on this, which is a version of the Goddess card. I kind of get this kind of like somebody looking out for you, somebody fighting for you, somebody who has your back, kind of thing. Like the universe is saying, listen, this is meant to happen. It's just what's going on right now. You got to just work with me. Hold on, keep going, don't give up. Acknowledge that you're not happy with it. That's fine, but don't let it hold you down. Acknowledging that you're not happy where it currently is, that's okay, as long as you don't let it hold you down and you just bring it forward later. And when this energy solves, it will come forward. So this is like when this energy solves. So they're saying how this is actually going to kind of happen. So when this energy, whatever it is, does, calm down or rectifies or whatever it needs to do, when that finally is solved, because I feel like that has to happen before this passion comes back in, because I feel like this is very much about whatever you're passionate about. I really, really do. The process of it returning is going to be very slow at first. It may take 2 or 3 months after it's calmed down and it's gone, like it's settled, it's done. 2 to 3 months might go by and it's kind of like not much is happening, but it's still there. And then all of a sudden, this big inspiration will just pop in, and then you're going to be off and running again. And then it's something you're going to keep to yourself for a while. I feel like I have a big passion. It just kind of pops in. I'm not really sure where it's going to go. It's probably whatever your passion is. It might be something like I like to use the writing thing. I just do. Let's just go with it. Maybe there's been a series of books and a couple different books you've been writing and other stuff. This Ace of Swords is telling me a whole new story pops into your head, and you're just like, I gotta write it. I just gotta write it. But it's almost like I don't want people to know I'm writing this new story because they're going to ask about these other stories that they were interested in. But I'm all about this new one. You're going to get a lot of energy, a lot of intel, a lot of like inspiration to write it. You'll probably keep it to yourself for a while with this Nine of Wands. That's like keeping things to yourself sometimes. That's the Nine of Wands is kind of like keeping things where they're supposed to, like guarding things so people can't get in before you want them to get in. That will bring you a lot of prosperity, and this will bring a whole new change. It may bring a whole new era for you. A whole new era might show up for you because of this. You get the prosperity and Cthulhu. Cthulhu a lot of times feels like the World card to me. I've looked up the meaning so many times, but it always feels like the World card because he's always holding the world. It is kind of like you have a chance to do something different. You have a chance to move forward the way you want to. This opportunity, when it comes back in, will give you a chance to rewrite the situation where you want it to be, not where it's forced to be. Are we good? All right. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.